My name is Chris Collins. I've been with SWCA for 21 years in the San Antonio office. In 2010, SWCA started assisting our clients with freshwater mussel issues in Texas. Since that time, freshwater mussels have become a more significant environmental issue for our clients in the Central Texas region.
I'm SVanKampenLewis, and I've been with the Austin office of SWCA for just over 9 years. I've got a background in marine biology, and I've been assisting with mussel surveys since 2015. So here in Central Texas, we have now 6 species of mussels that are proposed for federal protection. 5 of them are proposed to be endangered, and 1 of them is proposed to be threatened with a 4D rule. 3 of those species are known from the Guadalupe River drainage. That's the false spike, the Guadalupe fat mucket, and the Guadalupe orb. The Colorado Basin has 4 species of freshwater mussels that are proposed for listing. That includes the Texas fat mucket, the false spike, the Texas pimpleback, and the Texas fawn's foot. If we continue north and east, the Brazos River Basin has 2 species of concern, the Texas fawn's foot and the false spike. And then as we continue a little bit east, the Trinity River Basin is also known to host the Texas fawn's foot. And of course, when you put that all together, you essentially have mussels of concern from the north side of San Antonio up through the hill country, all the way up to Dallas, and then wrapping around to potentially both sides of Houston. So it's a really big swath of Texas. So Chris, what does that mean for our potential projects and our clients? What do they need to know about?
Mussels are usually found in perennial waterways. The 6 Central Texas species are not typically found in lakes, ponds, or reservoirs like some of the more common species, but are usually found in streams, creeks, and rivers in Texas. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service have developed a freshwater mussel survey protocols that detail when and how presence-absence surveys should be performed, and how, when mussels are found, they can be relocated outside of the impact area of your project. To avoid impacts, we suggest avoiding construction below the ordinary high water mark of waterways, or by spanning or boring under these areas. If avoidance is not possible, then mussel surveys may be needed. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service have designated the perennial waterways in Central Texas into 5 stream groups. Mussel surveyors will be required to obtain a federal permit to handle these species if they become federally listed in the future. As they are not yet listed, no federal permits have been issued. However, state coordination and permitting is required for state-listed species. Stream groups 1 and 2 require federal and state permits. Stream groups 3 through 5 require a state permit. You can assume that every perennial drainage may host federally and or state-listed species, so consult with your local experts for stream group designation in your project area. Surveys within stream groups 1, 2, and 4 waterways can involve at least 2 phases and can be rather detailed. Surveys in stream groups 3 and 5 waterways may be completed using a desktop analysis or a land-based assessment. However, you'll need to consult with Texas Parks and Wildlife on a case-by-case basis.
So SWCA generally recommends 4 different steps for assessing and then executing mussel surveys, and then of course reporting. The first step is generally to send a team out to the site itself to get a fairly good idea of what site conditions occur at the project area, so that we can have a better idea of exactly the type of staff and the type of survey that are needed. Next, we'll submit an aquatic resources relocation plan, and if needed, a U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service approved plan to TPWD and to the service. This needs to occur at least 30 days prior to the survey. Fish and Wildlife only reviews projects in stream groups 1 and 2, as Chris mentioned. They'll also look at the project footprint, the relocation buffers, the relocation site, and then of course surveys can only be done during the warmer months, generally from April through November, or when the water temperature is above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. The third step includes the actual survey itself. Once you've got approval, then you can get the relocation survey itself started. Phase 1 typically includes transects or rectangular cells that are placed perpendicular to flow. This occurs within the stream project area plus 50 meters upstream and 100 meters downstream for groups 1, 2, and 4. The project area plus 25 meters upstream and 50 meters downstream is needed for stream groups 3 or 5 if Texas Parks and Wildlife deems this necessary. Again, only a desktop may be required for certain streams if TPWD agrees to this. Finally, stage 4, of course, is reporting. Reports must be submitted to TPWD and Fish and Wildlife Service for review and acceptance within 30 days of the survey or prior to initiation of in-stream work. Report results are valid for 3 years, and surveys must be performed again after 3 years. As you can tell, mussel surveys require a lot of planning, due diligence, and then time to execute the actual survey itself, in addition to reporting afterwards. This is not typically something that occurs quickly, so SWCA recommends contacting your local mussel experts in either the San Antonio office, which is where Chris is, or the Austin office, which is where I am.